Inside you, right now, is the stomach of a vulture. Almost. If you ate raw meat off the ground today, meat that had been sitting out, you would probably get sick. Maybe very sick. But your ancestors ate exactly that. For millions of years. Rotting meat. Off the bones of things already dead. And they were fine. So what changed? Why can they eat it? And you cannot. The answer is hiding in your gut. And it is one of the strangest things about your body. Your stomach is a vat of acid. Real acid. Strong enough to burn. Scientists measure acid with something called pH. Lower number, stronger acid. Your stomach sits around 1.5. That is more acidic than lemon juice. Close to battery acid. Now here is the strange part. That is far stronger than you need to digest a normal meal. Way stronger. So why do you have it? Why does a creature that cooks its food, that eats clean, safe meals, carry acid strong enough to strip a carcass? Because you did not always cook. And you did not always eat clean. Let me show you who you used to be. Line up the animal kingdom by stomach acid, and something jumps out. Herbivores, animals that eat plants, have weak stomach acid. They do not need much. Their food is not full of dangerous bacteria. Their pH is high, gentle, mild. Then come the carnivores and omnivores, stronger acid, because meat carries more risk. And then, at the very extreme end, with the most powerful stomach acid of almost any animal, are the scavengers, the carrion eaters, the vultures and the hyenas. The animals that eat meat that is already dead, already rotting, already crawling with bacteria that would kill almost anything else. They survive it because their stomach acid is a weapon, a pH so low it destroys the bacteria before the bacteria can destroy them. Their gut is a sterilizing bath. Now here is the part that should stop you cold. Where do humans fall on that scale? Not with the herbivores. Not even with the normal omnivores. Humans sit right down at the bottom, next to the vultures. Our stomach pH, around 1.5, is far more acidic than other primates. Monkeys and apes sit up around 3 higher. We are nowhere near them. We are down in the danger zone, in the company of animals that eat rotting corpses for a living. Your body built a stomach for eating death, and it never gave it back. So what does that tell us? It is a powerful clue about what our ancestors actually ate. Remember, for a long stretch of our early history, we were not mighty hunters. We were scavengers. We showed up at carcasses that other predators had already killed and abandoned. That meat was not fresh. It had been sitting in the sun, worked over by other animals, growing more dangerous by the hour. To survive eating that, you need a defense. And the defense evolution reached for was acid. The hominins with stronger stomach acid were better at killing the pathogens in old meat. They got sick less. They survived more. They had more children. Generation by generation, our stomachs got more and more acidic until we carried the gut of a carrion eater. That acid is still in you. You are walking around with a stomach built to disarm rotting meat, using it to digest a sandwich. And it is worth being clear about what that early meat really was, because it was not a nice fresh steak. Some of it, our ancestors got by waiting. A lion makes a kill, eats its fill, and leaves. Hyenas move in. Then, at the very end of the line, humans. What was left by then was scraps, marrow, and meat that had been sitting out, sometimes for a day or more. That is exactly the kind of food that grows dangerous fast. Some researchers think a lot of scavenging was more confrontational, humans driving predators off a fresh kill and grabbing meat while it was still good. That would mean less rotten food than the pure carrion picture suggests. Both things were probably true at different times. But even the freshest scavenged kill, out in the heat, with no way to store it, is a gamble. And a stronger stomach was insurance against losing that gamble. The stomach acid data is real and well documented. Human stomach pH really does sit near that of scavengers, and really is unusually low for a primate. That much is solid. What is a hypothesis, a very reasonable one, is exactly why. The leading explanation is that our extreme acidity evolved as a filter against the pathogens in the risky food we ate, including scavenged meat. Some researchers connect it specifically to carrion eating. Others point more broadly to any high pathogen diet. The precise story is still discussed, but the core fact that your gut is acidified like a scavenger's is not in doubt. So then the question flips around. If you have the stomach of a scavenger, why do you get sick from raw and rotten meat when a hyena does not? And the answer is that the stomach is only part of the system, and the rest of you is changed. A true scavenger like a vulture has more than just acid. It has an incredibly short, fast gut. Food rushes through in a few hours, giving bacteria almost no time to multiply or release toxins. Your gut is different. Compared to a strict carnivore, the human intestine is long. It is built to slowly, carefully absorb nutrients from a wide, rich, varied diet, cooked meat, plants, grains, roots. That long gut is fantastic for getting the most out of good food, but it gives any surviving bacteria more time and more room to cause trouble. And that long, nutrient-focused gut exists because of one thing above all: cooking. When our ancestors learned to control fire and cook their food, everything shifted. Cooking does the job that stomach acid and a short gut used to do. Heat kills the bacteria and parasites before the food ever reaches you. It also breaks food down, making it softer and easier to digest, unlocking far more energy from every bite. So once we cooked, the pressure came off. We no longer needed a gut like a vulture because the fire was doing the sterilizing. Our bodies were free to evolve a longer gut, squeezing every nutrient out of clean, cooked, high-quality food. Our jaws got smaller. Our guts reorganized. We became animals built around cooking. You are the result. You have the leftover acid of a scavenger, but the long, sensitive gut of a cook. And that combination is exactly why raw rotten meat is risky for you. Your acid alone can no longer carry the whole job, and your slow gut gives the survivors time to hurt you. The system only works as a whole when the fire does its part. And here is the twist that I find genuinely wild. Some scientists have pointed out that our environment is now cleaner than it has ever been. Refrigeration, cooking, clean water, food safety. We almost never eat dangerous bacteria anymore, which means the enormous stomach acid we inherited is, more and more, a defense against a threat we rarely face. And evolution does not keep paying for things you do not use. There is a real scientific suggestion that, over long stretches of future time, if we keep living in this clean-cooked world, human stomach acid could gradually weaken. The scavenger gut we carry might slowly fade, because the fire and the fridge have made it unnecessary. You may be carrying the strongest version of this stomach your descendants will ever have. So think about what you really are. You are a cook wearing the guts of a scavenger, a creature clean enough to be hurt by a piece of rotten meat, carrying inside it the acid of an animal that once tore into carcasses and thrived. Every time you feel your stomach turn at the smell of something spoiled, that is not weakness. That is a very old system, still online, still trying to protect you the way it protected them. Your ancestors ate the food that death left behind and survived it with an acid bath in their belly. Then they tamed fire and slowly traded that hard life for a softer, richer one. But they never fully handed the acid back. They passed it down, all the way to you, standing in a clean kitchen, still carrying the stomach of a vulture. The next time raw meat turns your stomach, remember, part of you is still ready for it. That part just never expected you to have a fridge. See you in the next one.